Okay. All right, welcome everybody. We'll get started on our mats. So barefooted for those of you who are new. I want you to think about lengthening the spine. So getting a nice length through the crown and try to bring your shoulders down away from the ears. Hands can be light on the shins here, or you can place them on the mat just to either side of the body. And get a nice deep inhale here, maybe even close your eyes. And try to breathe wide into the lateral part of the rib cage, so to the sides of the rib cage. So as you feel that inhale, feel the expanse of your rib cage, and exhale, maybe feeling the rib cage come down and in. So they lengthen up on that inhale, feel the spine lengthen, and the exhale fully. One more deep inhale, and exhale. And then we're going to come into the forward flexion from here. So inhale to nod the chin, but keep space between the chin and the chest. And then start to think about folding the rib cage over. So coming up and over. Allow the shoulders to come down from the ears here. And breathe wide into the rib cage again. Feel the rib cage expand. Exhale fully. You do one more, just deep breath in. Lower lobes of the lungs, and then the exhale, start to scoop the navel and lengthen up through the crown, draw your shoulders down away from the ears. We'll do that again. Inhale to nod, exhale, maybe coming a little bit further into that forward flexion. One nice deep inhale, and then start to lengthen up here. And then from here, we're just going to think about bringing our arms just in front of the chest and coming into some movement of that scapular area. So I want you to reach forward, bringing the shoulder blades away from the spine and then towards the spine in that retraction. So you're inhaling and exhaling, getting some nice movement here. Two more here. And then we're just going to think about from here, inhaling the arms over the head and coming out to the sides. And as you're doing this, make sure you're not lifting the ribs. Getting some nice movement in that full shoulder girdle area. And then we're going to reverse those here. Inhaling and exhaling, keeping the spine long. Last one here, and then we're coming into a side bend. So I want you to bring one hand down, and then can you come up and over, get a nice stretch here. You can come into a cross-legged position here. And then float this arm down, come up and over to the other side. Facing you. Might be easier. Let's do one more set here. Allowing this hand to glide out, get a nice side bend. Breathe into the rib cage. Reach through the crown. Inhale, lengthen, exhale. And then we're going to come into a supine position. If you have that towel, you can place this underneath your head to create a little more cervical spine alignment. I'm just going to turn the music on now. If you can't hear me, you can let me know. I want you to let me know. So here we go. We're coming into our supine position, finding our neutral pelvis. So this should be in a place where you can balance a level glass of water or cup of tea. And then from here, I want you to think about engaging the core. So go ahead and bring your rib cage. Can you hear me? Yes.
I find a lot of static, so I don't know if that's, perhaps that's me. I don't know if other people are finding that.
Oh, a little static. Okay.
Yeah. But
what if I turn off? I'm going to turn off the music and see if that helps. Okay, can you hear me now? Is that better? Is that better? Yes?
Yes.
Okay, good. So without the music. Okay, that's good to know. So then from here, I want you to think about finding your level pelvis. And then drawing the navel up and under the ribcage on the exhale. And inhale, feeling the ribcage expand. So just getting in touch with your breath here. And then we're coming into our imprinted position. So tilt the pelvis or the hips towards you, imprint the lower spine. Hold on an inhale, and then exhale back to that neutral. I'm going to lift my arms up so you can see here. So you're tilting the pelvis. You can also bring your arms off the mat if that feels better. Two more here, imprinting, inhaling to hold, feeling the obliques working here, no gluteal involvement. Last one. And then we're coming back to that neutral pelvis. From here, leg slides. So your arms can come over the head as one leg slides away. And use the exhale to flip the arms down. As you're doing this, keep that level pelvis. If you'd like to, you can come into imprint if it feels like it's easier to stabilize your spine. Eye gaze should be towards the ceiling. I know sometimes you have to look at me though. We'll do one more set here. Inhaling long, exhaling, coming back. Last one here. And then we're going to try to come back to that imprinted position. Bring your legs up to tabletop, so one leg up at a time. And we're going to do an up, up, down, down motion here. So imprinting here, coming down with one foot and then the other. Staying in imprint, coming up, up, and then down, down. For the added challenge, arms could be off the mat. I'm keeping the core nice and engaged. I'm keeping the back of the rib cage on the mat, stabilizing here. Last one here. And then for the challenge, we're going to stay in that imprinted position. Come back to that tabletop position, and then come to toe taps here. Arms can be on the mat here. Maybe slow it down. I want you to move from your hip joints. Keep the core nice and engaged, pelvic area level. Rib cage is on the mat, shoulders are wide. Move from your core. One more on each side. And then we can stay with tabletop legs. Bring the arms out to the side. Now your feet can come down for spinal rotations, or for more of a challenge, tabletop legs. We're going to go ahead and bring the legs out to one side and hover. Use a nice inhale here, and then exhale to come back to the center. Same side again. Keep the opposite shoulder down. If this is too much of a weighted lever, remember your feet come down onto the floor. And then we're going to come to the other side. Inhale here, exhale. Eye gaze can come to the opposite side if that feels all right. Remember, you can come to a hover here. One more here. And then we're going to come back to the center. Bring the arms long, preparing for hip roll. So ball, heel down. I want you to come back to your imprint. And then we're going to peel the spine off, starting with your tail, coming to the widest part of the back, reaching the knees away from the chest. Breathe in wide into the rib cage, and then use the exhale to piece every single vertebrae down to the mat. Almost like the links of a bike chain, rolling through imprint, coming back to the level pelvis. Imprint and peel each vertebrae off the mat. Get a nice opening in front of the hips, and then see if you can bring each vertebrae down onto the mat, one at a time. One more here, rolling through imprint, engaging the glutes, peeling the backs of the legs, the pressure on the feet as well, and then peeling down the center of the spine, one vertebrae at a time. Prepared for ab prep. So when you're ready, you're going to come to that forward flexion and stay with this neutral pelvis. So find your neutral pelvis. We're going to inhale to nod and use that exhale to just peel the head, neck, and shoulders off. I'm not coming up as much because if I did, I might come out of that neutral position. So try to keep that neutral position. And then coming down. Inhale to nod, exhale, peel the spine off. Peel the shoulders off the mat. Hold for an inhale. Exhale down. If you have that ball or a small pillow, if you want to place it between the knees, you can here. Inhale to nod, exhale, a little abduction, squeezing that ball, reaching the fingertips away, and then slowly peeling down. 3 more like this. Nod the chin, draw the shoulders down, hold for an inhale, and exhale down. 2 more here. Inhale, exhale, and reach the shoulders down away from the earth. Inhale, nice strong core. Last one here. And now we're going to knit the hands, place underneath the skull, a little more of a weighted lever. Inhale to nod, exhale, we come up, hold for an inhale, exhale down. 4 more. Inhale to nod, exhale, keep the shoulders open. 3 more here. Inhale, exhale. Eye gaze goes towards the quad. Squeeze that wall as you come up. Just warming up here for 2 and 1. And then I want you to bring your arms to the side. Head can go to side, releasing any tension. Rolling over into a prone position. So coming on to your abdominals. And then we're going to think about bringing the hands just to the width of the mat. I want you to imagine you're lifting up a blueberry off the mat, engaging the abdominal wall, maybe keeping the legs abducted slightly apart or together. Retract the shoulder blades to draw the shoulders open. A little pressure on the forearms. Use your upper back, core to come up. Anchor the legs, reach through the sternum. Inhale here. Exhale, lengthen the feet away from the sternum as you come down. Inhale to prepare. Draw the shoulders back. Exhale, lift the navel. Inhale to hold fully into the sides of the ribs. And exhale, lengthen down. Let's do 2 more here. Make sure your neck is in line with the spine. Anchor the legs. Nice and strong with the glutes, nice and strong with the core. Open the shoulders up. Reach through the sternum. Lengthen, lengthen all the way down. Now bring your arms to the side of the body. A little bit less stability here. Draw the shoulders back. And then start to reach through the crown. Lift that navel, squeeze the glutes. Inhale for a hold. Exhale, reach a little bit longer. Make yourself taller as you come down. Inhale, exhale, reach. Inhale to hold. And exhale down. 2 more here. Really reaching nice and strong here. Squeeze the glutes. Engage the legs as well. Anchor the legs. Last one here. Now for the challenge, instead of coming all the way back down today, you can start to bring the hands layered underneath the forehead, keep the core engaged, and then lengthen all the way down. No pressure in the lower part of the spine. Inhale, exhale, so don't come up as much if you're feeling any pressure or discomfort in the spine. Lengthen all the way down. Same breath pattern. Inhale fully wide with the ribcage. Exhale without tilting the pelvis. Stay in neutral. And lengthen down. Inhale fully into the ribcage. Exhale, lift the navel and come up and reach long and strong. Inhale to hold. Exhale down. Last one here. And lengthen all the way down. And then I want you to think about bringing the hands to the side of the mat, pushing back into your shelf pose. Sit back onto your heels. This time, bringing your arms just to the sides of the body. Allow your shoulders to roll forward. Allow your neck and shoulders to relax. Breathe into the sides of the ribcage. And then slowly peel the spine of that imaginary wall and coming into another side bend. So we're going to bring one hand up, coming up and over here. Give a nice stretch. Floating this arm down. Other side. And then we're going to come into our 100. So working the body up a little bit more. Coming into our supine, slowing this down if you need to. Feet can remain on the floor, that closed kinetic chain. Or you're going to go ahead and sit in imprint, bringing one leg up to the tabletop and the other, if you want a little bit more of a challenge. Just like spinal rotations, we brought our legs off. We're going to draw the shoulders down away from the ears, come into up position. Neutral or imprinted position with the spine. I want you to start bringing the arms down with a controlled motion, push the air down, and you can move through this a little bit more quickly as long as the rest of the body is stabilized. So you're trying to stabilize against that movement. Inhaling for 5, so the breath pattern through your nose, and exhale to your mouth for 5. Inhaling and exhaling. That was funny. We could reach the legs long if it feels like you have that abdominal engagement. 30. Inhaling and exhaling. 40. Inhaling for 5. You could toe top here if you want a little more of a challenge. with control though. You can bring the one hand behind the head if it feels like you need a little bit more support with your neck. Just make sure you're alternating here. Do not look at the ceiling, so look forward, like not at the chin. 34, inhaling for 5, and exhaling for 5. Inhale, fully, exhale, fully. One more set of 10, inhale, and exhale. Then bring your hands just behind the thighs. Bring your knees in towards the chest. Bring the head up and shoulders down. And rock side to side, giving yourself a little spinal massage. Come back to the center. Bring one foot down at a time. Reach the arms over the head and maybe reach the legs away. Get a nice stretch. And then we're slowly going to come up. You can come to your side to come up, come into a full roll up, or even bring your hands behind the thigh. And then start to peel the spine off if this feels okay. Coming up to that upright position and preparing for half roll back. Feet are flat on the floor as we come into half roll back. Shoulders are down away from the ears. And I want you to come into that C curve, like the tag of the pants is coming towards the mat. Hold for an inhale until you get to the point where you're in that C curve. And use an exhale to come back. So it's an inhale here. Exhale to come back, inhale to hold, and then we come back. Now, if you want to at home, you can place that ball between the knees for a little more adduction work, a little inner leg work. Make sure you're breathing. One more here, and then we're going to speed it up or stay with that 4-point breath pattern. Otherwise, we're going to speed it up. So it's an inhale and exhale. It's an inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. 3 more here. Inhale and exhale. Remember, you can slow this down if you need to. 2 more here. And then from here, we're going to think about starting to lengthen the legs. And then bringing maybe the hands underneath or starting to peel the spine off down onto the mat. This might be too much of a challenge. You might bring your hands just underneath the thighs, peeling all the way down here. We'll come into our hip release exercises here. So we're coming into our leg circles. Arms can be on the mat here. 1 foot on the mat is an option, or you can lengthen that leg on the mat. Bend knee, making a circle, lengthen leg if you have more flexibility. 90-degree angle here. Inhaling as you make one side of the circle and exhale the other part of the circle. The circle does not have sides, you should know that. So more of an arc and inhale for part of the circle and an exhale. Small circles only to the point where you're not rocking the torso or the pelvis side to side. If you want a little less stability, the arms can come off the mat. Is the back of the rib cage on the mat? Is the pelvis square to the ceiling? So make sure you check those things. And then we're going to start to circle the opposite direction. Make sure you're anchoring the opposite leg. You could be here. Make sure you're getting some nice mobility in that hip joint. 8 to 10 in each direction. So I'm going to do 3 more here. For 3, 2, and 1. If I'm moving too fast, you can slow this down at home. So find your most optimal position, bent knee or lengthened leg, and then start to make those little paint strokes on the ceiling. Maybe you can start to make the circumference, the circle, a little bit bigger if you have stability throughout. Keep breathing wide into the rib cage. Shoulders are open, neck is long. 2 more here. And then we're going to reverse this. Keeping that level bowl of water. Make sure you're not rocking side to side or lifting this other side of the hip up. 2 more here. And you're going to lengthen that leg, bring the arms over the head, give a nice stretch. Bring the hands behind one leg and slowly come up to a sitting position. From here, we're going to go into our spine twist. So moving in that transverse plane. You can keep your legs long here. Place a pillow under your back if you're feeling discomfort in the lower spine. Cross-legged position is another option. Okay? So we're going to bring our arms up to the side. And then bend one elbow, so the leading direction of the twist. Stabilize the scapularis, so bring your shoulders down away from the ears, and then use that exhale to come into that twist for 3. Release a little bit, come into a little bit more, 2, a little bit more, and then coming back. So only to the point where it feels right for you. For 3, 2, 1. So I'm trying to keep my pelvis square to the front of the room. I don't want to be rigid with that, so it might move a little bit. Moving through the waistline, keep lengthening upwards for 3. Use the exhale. 2, release a little bit, come into it a little bit more. Stabilize those shoulder blades. So I'm lifting up through the crown and really feeling the obliques working here along the waistline. Last set here. 90 level out, so I'm going to do one more here for 3, 2, 1. Release any tension in the shoulders, maybe a few shoulder rolls. And then from here, we're going to go into a rolling like a ball prep. Hands are light on the shins. I want you to come into your half roll back position. And if you want a little bit more of a challenge, feet could come off the mat. So I'm just back at the sit bones, and then I'm going to come up and roll up onto my sit bones, and then come back just behind them. So I'm thinking about lengthening through the crown, drawing the shoulders open, drawing the shoulders down, and then slowly coming just back to the sit bones. Lengthening up onto the sit bones, reaching through the crown, drawing the shoulders down, and then drawing the navel up and under as we come into that C curve. I can stay in this modification or want a little bit more, coming into full rolling like a ball. Make sure that you have nothing on the mat here. Rolling right down the center just to the shoulder blades, and then sticking it right onto the sit bones. Trying to keep the same space between the chest and the quads. Core is really working here. Use that exhale to come up and balance. 3 more here, maybe you're modifying. We'll do 1 more. And then we're going to come into our single leg stretches, our abdominal series. Hands can come just behind the thighs, rocking, rolling through, back onto the shoulder blades. Head, neck, and shoulders can be down here, or come into upper thoracic flexion. Hands are on opposite side of each knee as you extend the opposite leg, reach it long like you're touching the opposite wall. Come back to tabletop, other side. Now I should have started, but you could keep one foot on the mat. You could keep one foot on the mat and reach long here, if this feels better. Okay, so you could be here. I'm going to come back to that other variation. So nice and strong here. We're going to do 3 more sets, inhaling and exhaling. 1 more set here. And then we come into obliques. I'd like you to bring the feet down or stay in tabletop. Hands come just behind the skull. Inhale here. Use the exhale to come into that ab prep. And then we come into that side. And come down. So it's that lateral flexion. Inhale, exhale. Sorry, it's more of a twist. And come back to the center. Lost my concentration there. Inhale to nod, exhale, come up. It's a twist, but I want you to keep the chest open. So often we leave our elbows. So it's like a folding over the torso. Chest coming towards the knee. Feel the obliques working, wrapping the waistline. So you could be here. for a little bit more of a challenge. We'll do one more set here. Remember, you're in an imprint if the legs are off the mat, unless you can stay neutral. Now we're coming to our double leg stretches. We're going to reach the legs along here towards the ceiling or towards the opposite wall and come back to tabletop. So as soon as you lose that imprint, you know you're lowering the legs too much. You can cross your arms in front of the chest, or to show you the arm movement. The arm movement, arms reach over the head, arms come down to the sides. You could match that with the legs, so the legs are very lengthen the arms over the head, and then coming down to the sides. Inhale, reaching without lifting the ribs. Keep the core nice and strong. 3 more here. Inhale to reach just to the point you're not popping underneath the belly button. 2 more. That feels okay for your body. A lot of work here. Then we're going to come into our scissors. Knees can be bent here, and you can come into toe taps. Or lengthen the legs if you have flexibility. And then we're going to reach the legs apart. Reach, reach, and then come back. This is a lot of work. You could be here if you want more of a challenge. This is a full scissors. Okay, or you could be here. We're going to do 2 more sets. Do what's right for your body. Make sure you're not tugging on this leg. Nice and strong with the core. 1 more set. Make sure you're breathing. Come back to tabletop. Bring 1 foot down at a time, ball heel, ball heel. And then we're going straight up into bridge. So when you're ready, bring the heels closer to your sit bones. We're going to be straight up from the crease of the hips. Inhale wide, expanding the ribcage on the mat. Retract the shoulder blades to the triceps, working the core, the glutes, as you come straight up, like a buoy's lifting your hips up towards the moon. Get a nice long line from your shoulders to your knees. Keep the eyes up towards the ceiling. And then we're going to come straight back down with the pelvis, right from the crease of the fold of the hands. Inhale here, exhale straight up. A nice deep inhale here, and exhale down. Now this time we're going to stay lifted here. And then we're going to lower the pelvis a little bit, and lift, and lower, and lift. 2 more here. Lower, squeeze the glutes as you lift, and lower, and lift. Now you have the choice. We're going to come all the way down, of taking that ball as a prop, placing it between the knees for a little more inner thigh work. Inhale here, exhale, come up. Same pattern again though. We're going to lower and lift without overextending the spine. Lower and lift. Squeeze those glutes. Lower, keep the core engaged, lift. 2 more. Lower, nice and smooth, lift. Last one, lower and lift. And then straight back down. 1 more set, unless it's 1 too many. Listen to your body, what it needs today. Inhale here, exhale, and we're going to come straight up. Make that long line. Lower and lift. You have that ball between the legs or the pillow. Squeezing here, squeezing those glutes. 2 more here for 2. And 1. Coming straight back down. Take that ball if you had it, placing it to the side. We're going to come into our reverse rollover. Imprinting the spine here, bringing 1 leg up to tabletop, and then the other. Crossing the ankles, and then we're going to come into peeling the spine up in the opposite direction. So bring the knees in towards the chest, and then you're going to peel the spine off just to the point where you're getting a nice stretch, and the shoulders are coming forward. And then peeling the spine back down. So you can come all the way to your mid-thoracic area if that feels okay. You have the core strength. Inhale, exhale, peel, maybe inhale the hold. Or you can come into more of a rocking motion. 1 more here, and then cross your ankles the other way. You get a nice stretch through the spine. Keep the shoulders open. Inhale and exhale. Last one here. And then we're gonna bring one foot down at a time, ball heel, ball heel. Turn over onto your belly. From here, we're gonna go into our single leg kicks. Hands come layered underneath the forehead. Pelvis is on the floor, legs or quads are going to be on the floor. But you're going to come into this kick pattern. It's a point, flex, and reach. If this is too difficult to understand, you could just flex. I don't want the pelvic area to move as I do this. I'm going to stay at the same side one more time. So it's a kick, kick, and lengthen. Coming to the opposite side, we kick, kick, and reach. You could be on your forearms here if you can stabilize. Kick, kick. If you're on your forearms, nice long line through the spine from the tail to the tops of the ears. When you're ready, we can start alternating. So kick, kick, and reach. Squeezing the glutes, hamstrings working, core is working here. I'm trying to stabilize the rest of the body as I'm mobilizing through the knee joint and the ankle joint here. One more set here, nice and strong. And then I'm going to go right into my full breaststroke. As I come down all the way, preparing, drawing the shoulders back, engaging the core, squeezing the glutes. Maybe the legs are going to be slightly apart, abducted. Come up into your long low hover. Inhale to reach the arms long here. And then we're using that exhale like we did for breaststroke cut. We're coming just to that bottom rib. Nice inhale here. Start to exhale and reach the crown away from the toes. Come up just to the point where you're nice and stabilized and not overextending. You keep the elbows bent here. Or you could lengthen as you come back. Make sure you're nice and aligned here. Inhale to reach long through the whole body. Exhale to come up just to the lower rib. Your glutes are also involved here as your core, and your legs are anchoring you. One more here. And then we're gonna hold here. Nice inhale. And exhale, lengthen all the way down. Hands come under the shoulders. Push back into your shell pose. Keep the core engaged. Come back onto your heels. Keep the navel lifted. Relax the neck and shoulders. If I'm moving too quickly, slow it down. Slowly coming up to the sitting position. We'll go right into our saw. When you're ready, the legs are going to come just in front of you, about hips distance apart. Arms come out to the sides, shoulders are down. We come into that twist. Remember, you could place underneath your sit bones, you could place a pillow underneath your sit bones if you're feeling discomfort in the lower part of the back. So we're going to inhale to twist, and use that exhale to reach up and over, gliding motion, reaching to opposite corners. Start to lengthen back up that wall, and come back to the center. So twist that water out of the waistline. Imagine it's like a towel, twisting the water out, reach long, and come up and lengthen. So you can come more deeply into this, but make sure you're keeping that vertical pelvis. I'm coming up and over my hands. Up and over that picket fence to reach. Core is nice and strong. Twist and reach to opposite corners. Nice stretch. We'll do 2 more sets here and twist and reach to opposite corners of the room. Core is nice and strong here. And use that exhale to reach. Last one here. This is a hard one to do correctly. Last one here. And then we're going to go ahead and bring the legs back to parallel. 1 foot up at a time. Coming into that parallel position, feet are flat on the floor. Layering the hands on the forehead here. Drawing the shoulder blades down, core is engaged. Come into your half roll back here. Do a nice inhale And then use your exhale to come up and over. And then on the inhale, you're going to lengthen back up that imaginary wall. So I'm coming just to the point where you don't lose that abdominal connection. Inhale, hold. Exhale, up and over. Inhale to lengthen. If you have that wall, place it just between the knees here. If you have weight and you want to add a little bit more of a challenge, you can place it just at the forehead here. So the exhale, inhale to hold. Exhale, up and over. Inhale to lengthen. Squeeze that ball, up those legs. If you want a little bit more of a challenge. Only if you have that ball between the legs, though. Do 2 more here. Nice and strong with the core. Feel the legs working as well. Draw the shoulder blades down. Use that scapular area. And then we're going to come into our obliques roll up. Arms are parallel, shoulders are down away from the ears. You could use the weight here. Inhale fully into the rib cage. Use that exhale to come back on that C curve. And then we come into that twist, keeping the hips square to the front of the room. They might move a little bit. Inhale here, exhale C curve, and then we come into that twist. So we're adding that spine twist, making sure that we're anchoring that arm in that shoulder joint. Do not swing that arm up. Nice and strong here through that scapular area of the core. Squeeze that ball if you have it. We'll do 3 more sets here, unless it's one too many. Shoulders open, nice and strong in the core. 2 more sets from here. You could always come into a shell pose if you need a break. Last set, so do 1 more set from here. Make sure you're breathing that exhale to twist. 1 more here. Okay, let's come into our side line work. Place your props to the side if you have them. And this is where, if you have a band at home and this happens to be nearby, you could add a little resistance here, placing the band just underneath the ball of the foot as we come into our sideline work. This would add a little more resistance to your workout if you would like this to be added, okay? You do not need to add the band. This bottom knee can be bent. You're going to hinge the legs forward at the crease of the hip. And then from here we come into our side kicks. I want you to, before I start, I want you to keep the waistline near to the mat, off the mat. Keep the core nice and strong. Square your body off to the front of the room. Now we're going to reach forward for 2, and it's a long sweep back. This hand could be on the mat for a little more resistance, and sweep back. If I'm not using the band, legs could be long, bottom knee bent, reach, reach, and sweep. So make sure that you're not moving the pelvis all over the place. The core is nice and strong. Reach, reach, squeeze the glute as you come back. Reach, reach, and sweep. 2 more here. Reach, reach, and sweep. Only reach forward to the point where you're just moving from the crease of the hip. Last one here. Reach, reach, and sweep. I want you to stack the hips here. Again, you could use that band if you'd like to. Add a little more resistance. You're going to inhale this top leg up just to hip height. The crease is inside the waist. Exhale, sweep down. Inhale and exhale. But imagine you have wet mud or something that's giving you a little resistance. And really reach that foot away from the crown. Air underneath the waistline. 2 more here. This one could be folded. And then we're going to come back to hip height. Little circles here. Small circles, just scraping the inside of the cylinder. Hips are not moving side to side. Inhaling and exhaling. And then we reverse this. Inhaling and exhaling. You could flex through the foot. Feel the muscles working a little differently in the back of the leg. Keep the shoulders open. And then we're going to go ahead and bring that leg all the way down. Let's flex through this foot today. Bring it up just to hip height. And then bring the other leg to meet it. This foot could be flexed as well. And you can point as you come down. Inhale, exhale, lift, and lower. And lift, and lower. 2 more here. Really squeeze and duck those legs. Lower, and lift, and lower. Now we're going to bring both legs together. Really squeeze and duck those legs, and we're going to lift. Hold for an inhale, exhale down. Use your core here. Keep your shoulders open. This hand can be on the mat. Lift, hold for an inhale, and lower. Are you really squeezing those inner thighs? Engage the glutes as well. Keep the core engaged, body nice and long. Reach the feet away from the crown. 2 more here. Keep reaching and lengthening the body. Core is nice and engaged. And now for the added challenge, we're going to bring this hand off the mat and bring it on top of the thigh. Bottom arm is long, coming into that banana-like shape. Inhale here, lateral flexion with the upper body, lower body and lift, just to the point where you're making that nice long line through the neck. And exhale, lengthen down. Inhale here, exhale, and lift. Lots of work going on here to balance the body. Core is nice and strong. Draw the shoulders down. Imagine you're between those 2 walls. So make sure you're nice and aligned. Hold for an inhale. Exhale down. Last one, draw the shoulder down. Draw the feet away from the crown. And lengthen all the way down. Bend through this top knee. Bring it across the body. And then if you'd like to, come into a little more of a spine twist. Maybe extend this arm. Get a nice opening in front of the chest. Anchor that arm in the shoulder joint. Breathe here. And then we're going to come to the opposite side. So again, if you want to use that band for a little more resistance, you can add it here. Into the back of the mat here. Anchoring with that bottom leg, you could bend that knee. Hinge the legs forward. We're going to reach forward for the count of 2. And then we're going to sweep back here. Bottom arm can be bent. Reach, reach, and sweep. Air underneath the waistline. Shoulders open. Squeeze that glute as you come back. Reach forward for 2. And a long sweep back from the crease of the hip. Reach, reach, and sweep. Reach, reach, and sweep. Reach, reach, and sweep. Last one, reach, reach, and sweep. Slow it down if you need to. Stack those hips to the back of the mat. And then we're adding that leg raise. Inhaling and exhaling as you flex down. Inhale, air underneath the waistline, shoulders open. Inhale and exhale. 3 more here. So the band does add a little more resistance. 2 more here. And then we're going to come up to hip height. Little circles here. Little circles about the size of a baseball. Little circles. And then we're reversing this. Inhaling and exhaling. Try to control this so your pelvis isn't moving all over the place. We're moving from the hip joint. 8 to 10 in each direction. And then we're coming all the way down with that leg. Bring that top leg up just to hip height. Remember, you can flex through this foot. I'm going to release down here. And then bring the bottom leg to meet the top leg. Squeeze the inner thighs. Keep this leg lifted and lower. And lift and squeeze. And lower. This foot could be flexed as you lift. Core is nice and strong. Air underneath the waistline. Shoulders open. Squeeze. Nice and strong and squeeze. Last one. And then we're going to do double leg lift. Inhale here, exhale and lift. Core is nice and strong. Glutes are working here too. And lower with a length. And lift. And lower. Keep reaching the feet away from the crown. Shoulders open. Last one here. And then we're going to go ahead. Lengthen this bottom arm. This hand comes on top of the thigh. Inhale here, exhale, and reach nice and long. Inhale, hold. Exhale, lengthen the crown away from the toes as you come down. Inhale, exhale, open through the shoulders. Reach a little bit longer. Inhale, hold, and exhale down. 2 more sets. Inhale, exhale, and draw the shoulder down, reach through the crown, through the toes, and lengthen down. Last one here. Reach and lengthen down. Bend through that top knee, we go across the body. And then we're gonna open, come into that spine twist. This head could be under. This knee, this arm could be bent, this elbow. Here, a nice stretch. Breathe, one more deep inhale. And we're gonna slowly come up to an upright sitting position, like we started. I want you to think about coming into that vertical position with the pelvis, a little pillow underneath the sit bones if you need it. Coming into our spine, stretch forward. Inhale to out the chin, clementine under the chin. Come up and over. You're coming up and over a barrel. Hold for a deep inhale into the lateral sides of the rib cage. And then start to lengthen up that imaginary wall. Draw the shoulder blades down. We'll do that again. Inhale to nod, exhale, maybe coming forward a little bit more, that spine stretch forward. Inhale here, exhale to lengthen up. So it might feel different than the beginning of the class. Maybe you have a little more range of motion here. And then we're gonna go ahead from here and start to come onto the belly again. Coming into our single leg lifts, I want you to layer your hands underneath the forehead. Imagine you have an ice cube underneath the belly button. Lift it off of the ice cube. And then we're going to bring one leg up from the crease of the hip, reaching to the opposite side of the room, and lower as you lengthen. And we're alternating here. Lifting, squeezing the glute, feeling the hamstring working here. Nice and strong here with the legs. Alternating here for 2 more sets. Try to keep that neutral pelvis. And then we're going to come to the double leg lift. So we're inhaling here, double leg lift. Lift without tilting the pelvis. Hold for an inhale. Squeeze those glutes and lower. Inhale, exhale, and lift. Hold for an inhale and then lower. Inhale here, exhale, and lift. Hold. And when I say hold, make sure you inhale deeply. Inhale, exhale, and lift. And lower. Now we can add the upper body as well. So we're going to inhale, exhale, and just the upper body lifts. Inhale to hold, and exhale down. Inhale, exhale, so you're using those upper to mid back muscles. And exhale down. One more here. And then we can combine these, unless it feels like too much on your back. So you're going to inhale fully, and then use that exhale to lift the legs up, maybe the upper body. Hold for an inhale, and exhale down. Inhale here, exhale, and lift. You can keep the legs on the mat if it feels better. Last one here, inhale fully. Exhale, using the core and squeeze the glutes and reach. And slowly come down. Coming into swan now. So bring your legs apart laterally. Make sure you're laterally rotated so your pelvis can move on your femurs. Bring your hands to the width of the mat. Retract the shoulder blades. So draw the shoulder blades towards the spine. Use the core, use the back muscles. Draw the shoulders down. If your shoulders are coming up, try to bring your arms apart a little bit more. Take a nice deep inhale here. And then can you start to grow the head, draw the head away from the toes. You lengthen all the way down. Make yourself a little bit taller and longer today. Inhale, draw the shoulders back. Exhale, lift. Squeeze the glutes, reach through, wrap those leg muscles. Hold for an inhale and exhale down. We'll do 2 more here. Inhale fully, checking the time. Exhale, hold for an inhale. And exhale down. Last one here. Draw the shoulders down, use those lats, use the core, use the glutes, reach long, a little bit longer this time as you come down. Find length, reach, 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 feel that opposition. Start to bring the legs together. Come up onto all fours as we move into modified swimming. Make sure all your joints are aligned. Find this position without anything hanging out in the breeze. So no arching of the spine. Find your neutral pelvis. Level it off with the mat. And then looking down at the mat, keeping the neck long, we're going to start to bring one leg up just to hip height. And then you're going to lengthen that leg. Start to bring the opposite arm off. Hold for an inhale. And then slowly come down. Inhale, exhale, lift. Find that level pelvis. Reach long. And come down. Now you can speed this up. Reaching out long. Make sure you're not tilting the pelvis. Core is nice and engaged. Glutes, feel the back. Extensors, the legs working, reaching nice and strong. Finding your balance and body alignment. We'll do 2 more sets here. Reaching long, a little bit longer. Stretch and lengthen those muscles. Feel that scapula area working. Let's do 1 more set here. Slow it down if you need to. Reach. Last one on this side. And from here, we're just going to come into that shell stretch. Release the spine. Maybe bring your arms behind. Allow your shoulders to relax. Keep the core engaged. Breathe deeply here. When you're ready, come back onto all fours. Leg pull, front prep. Tuck the toes under. And then we're just going to lift just to hover with the knees. And tap and lift. Scapula area is definitely engaged here. Core is engaged. Tapping and lifting. Nice small motions. You could come to your forearms. I know some of you don't like to put pressure on your wrists or it feels uncomfortable. I want you to be here. We'll do 2 more here. Keep the core engaged. Last one. And then from here, we're just going to think about coming into our mermaid. So bringing our merman, bringing our legs out to one side, bringing this hand, opposite arm to the legs, up to the side. But then you're going to think about lengthening up and coming up and over, again, this nice stretch in the side bend. This mermaid. Floating this arm down, we'll do that again. Inhale to lengthen, exhale up and over, get a nice stretch. And then lower this arm down. 1 more here. Nice stretch in the side of the body, keep the neck long. And coming to the opposite side. My core is engaged throughout. We're inhaling, lengthening the spine, exhaling, coming into that lateral flexion. Inhale to hold, and exhale to come back. 2 more here. Inhale, exhale, and reach. Last one here. And then we're going to come to the back of the mat, preparing for Pilates push-ups. We're going to modify our push-ups, coming back onto the balls of the feet. And then slowly, when you're ready, raising the hips up towards the ceiling, keeping a slight bend in the knees if you need to. Core should be engaged to support the spine. So we're going to come up into a standing position, rolling through center of the spine. And then as we're diving onto that, we're going to inhale the arms up and over, come into that C curve, and starting to come into the bent knees as we start to walk the hands forward, maybe coming onto our knees here with the knees directly under the hips, or maybe angling this to make it more challenging. Feet are on the floor. We're going to come down for the count of 3, 2, 1, and push the mat away. So I'm gliding the shoulder blades towards the spine, keeping the core nice and engaged, glutes engaged. Let's do 1 more set. 3, 2, 1. Come up. Take a break. Come back to shell. And then we'll do another set here when you're ready. making your modification. 3, 2, 1, pushing up again for 3, 2, 1. Last set for 3, 2, 1, and then pushing back, coming onto the back of the balls of the feet, and starting to lift the pelvis up. Keep the core engaged, and then from here, allow the hips to come side to side, maybe the upper body. Come back to the center and start to peel each vertebrae back up that imaginary wall. Draw the shoulders back and down a few times. Making sure you're off your mat now. We're just going to end with our balance work. So pushing the mat maybe to the side. I want you to think about drawing the shoulders back. And imagine you're sliding down a wall as you bend through the knees, as if you're sitting in a cafe chair. And then from here, we're going to start to lift up as if you're taking off, you're coming onto the balls of the feet, but you're not wobbling side to side. You're pushing down the center of the ball of the foot, of both feet. So only lift the height where you're not feeling any tension in the ankles. Keep that height, and then allow the heels to come down, maybe a little more slowly. Inhale to bend through the knees. Exhale, we call this a releve. We reach through the crown, draw the shoulders open. Keep that height as you lower the heels. One more set. Hold that height, and then lower the heels. Ending with some deep breaths and some arm circles. So we're going to inhale the arms over the head. Exhale, coming out to the sides. Now, if you'd like to, you can come to gold pose arms and come into a little bit of a spinal extension. So draw the shoulders down and lift through the sternum. And come down. One more here. Inhale over the head. Exhale fully. And then bringing all that energy into your heart center and carrying it into the week. I hope that you enjoy class and that you feel energized and your muscles feel like they've been lengthened and strengthened in your core as well. So enjoy. Bye.